Hello, University of Pittsburgh social work students. I'm so happy and honored to be able to speak to you today, even though it's virtually. I want to thank you in advance for the work that you're going to do in this world. I think it's a really special privilege to be able to talk to people who very well could impact things for our country, for the world moving forward. The work that you do and the ideas that you have are so important, and I'm really, really grateful to speak with you this morning. My name is Andrea of Flack-Wetherald. I am a social worker turned improviser. I got a degree in social work a long time ago from Bluffton University, and now I teach mindful improv thinking to heart-centered humans around the world because I believe that these ideas can help us connect with each other differently and have brave conversations differently. And if you'd like to learn more about my work, I've written a book that's all about mindful improv thinking and how we can heal relationships in order to make a big difference in the world by finding a way to work together on the issues that are most important. So more information about the book here if you'd like to read it. But right now, what I've been asked to share with you is an improv tradition that is done by every improviser on every team around the world before every show. It's called the I've Got Your Back ritual. And so I'll tell you a little bit about why it's so significant to us in improv culture, and then I'll tell you how it works and you guys can do this activity together. So the I've Got Your Back ritual speaks to this belief of what improv really is and what it's about. So in improv, we have this agreement going into it that whatever we're about to build, there's no plan. If you're not familiar, improv is a form of live comedy that's completely made up on the spot. There's no scripts. There's, no lighting cues. It's not a big theatrical production. It's all completely made up on the spot. And the way that we do that when it's successful and not an embarrassing train wreck is by completely making our intention to listen to each other's ideas and try to make them look amazing. When you start taking improv classes, they'll say that if improv is done well, nobody stands out because it's not your job to prove that you're the funniest person in the room or the best performer in the room. It is your job to listen to your scene partners and look for ways to support their ideas. Even if you don't understand them right away, it's your job to get out there with curiosity instead of judgment and figure it out with them. Get in that mess with them and figure it out. And we trust that all of our goals, all of our larger objectives, making sure that the audience has a great time. There are paying customers. We want them to come back. We want them to leave good reviews and all of this. But we trust that those objectives will be met, and they will be met better when we trust this process of not trying to earn their applause. We don't worry about them. We don't worry about the audience. We worry about each other. We don't worry about the audience. We don't worry about ourselves and hoping that we get discovered by, maybe that there's a celebrity or a casting director that you want to impress, or your mom that you don't want to fail in front of. We don't worry about all that. We don't worry about needing to individually succeed. We put all of that aside and we say, it is my job to look out for you. It is my job to look out for you. And so before every single show, when we're in the green room, which is kind of like this holding area before you go out on stage, we look each player in the eyes and we touch them on the shoulder and we say, I've got your back. And we do that for two reasons. Firstly, if you want to build something that's truly brave, truly innovative, then you have got to create an environment that is safe for experimentation. We have to create an environment that is safe to take risks. So in improv, that might mean get out there and try to sing. Go for it. See what will happen. Get out there and try a British accent. I've got your back. Whatever you do out there, whatever character that you experiment with, I've got your back. I will help you make it succeed. Be brave. It is safe to be brave because I've got your back. That's what it's about in improv. In improv life, because all of life is improv, you've been improvising since your very first instinct as a baby to try to connect with other people. And you realized, what type of things got a laugh and what type of things got attention. You started learning how to improvise, how to listen to your scene partner and respond with authenticity. That's what improv is. So all of life is improv. And when we take this idea off the stage and into life, what it means is that it is safe to ask brave questions. It is safe to speak your truth. It is safe to try something new. And the reason that it's safe is that we're choosing to make it safe because we're looking out for each other. And that is the intention that I hope you can set for yourselves as you walk into this school year, but then later on as you walk out into the world. I hope that you can take that intention with you and look for ways to have each other's backs, because it's a scary world and there's a lot that's going on. But when we use improv thinking, mindful improv thinking, we can remember that what happens next is still up for grabs. No matter what is happening right now, what happens next is still up for grabs. We're going to build whatever it's going to be together. And so maybe what's happening right now we don't like. Maybe it feels scary. Maybe it doesn't feel fair. But you have millions and millions and millions of scene partners all over the world. And if you can commit to deciding that you're going to have their backs and you're going to trust them to have your back and you're going to be brave and get out there, there is nothing that you can't do. We can achieve amazing things when we decide that we are going to approach with mindful improv thinking. So that's the first reason why we do that ritual before every show, to remind ourselves it is safe to be brave. But the second thing is to take some pressure off of ourselves, because we remind ourselves, it's not about me. And what a huge relief that is. It's okay if tonight isn't the night that I get discovered. It's okay if everything that I'm hoping to achieve doesn't happen in this one show. That's okay. It's not about me. It's about we. It's okay if I'm not feeling that I don't have the best, most creative ideas right now. Maybe you've had an off day. Maybe you've had a weird day. It can be such a relief to remember, it's just my job to get out there and be playful. It's just my job to get out there and listen with openness. It's just my job to get out there and have these guys' backs. That's my job. And when we do that, we will find something that surprises and delights all of us. It's okay if I don't know yet what happens 11 steps down the road. It's not my job to make that plan right now. It's my job to be fully present in this moment, listening with curiosity and looking for ways to support my scene partner. That's all. That's all I have to do. What a huge relief that is. So what I'd like for you guys to do now is to take a moment and firstly, put your hand over your heart and close your eyes and take in a deep, slow breath. And really sit with that intention that it's safe to be brave and it's just my job to get out there and stay in the moment and look for ways to support the people around me. That's my job. So truly just set that intention. And then the next thing that I want you to do is to stand up. And it's okay if this takes a few minutes to accomplish, but we're going to stand up. And I want you to make eye contact with every person in the room and tap them on the shoulder and say, I've got your back. So go ahead and we'll pause for a moment. Pause this video because I won't stay silent for the whole time. And go ahead and make that happen. Okay, thank you guys so much for taking the time to do that. This ritual is so important to me. It's so important to me to set this intention that I do this at the beginning of every keynote. Anytime I have the opportunity to facilitate a retreat or be with a group, I always start with this intention first, because it matters so much for us to remember what we're really doing here. And, in life, it's so easy to get caught up in all the expectations that we feel like other people have for us, maybe our parents, maybe our echo chambers, just scripts that we feel like we have to stick to. And we forget that that's not what life is. Life isn't a movie, it's improv. Life is being made up in this moment, and this moment, and this moment, and this moment. And you have a vast horizon of possibilities, of next steps. You get to choose. You have infinite freedom to decide what comes next. And there's so much hope in that. There is so much hope. So I know that you are entering college at a really tricky time of history. We've all been through a lot, and there's a lot that's going on right now. But I hope that you can feel a true sense of optimism walking into this school year and walking into life, knowing that all of life is improv. It is improv, and there's so much hope in knowing that what happens next is up to all of us to decide in the kind of scene work and the kind of collaboration that we do together. And setting this I've got your back intention right at the beginning can empower us to make bold decisions and ask brave questions and really get into this thing in a way that's impactful and can make a difference for thousands or millions or even billions of people. So thank you so much for spending this time with me. Again, my name is Andrea Flack-Wetherald. I'd love for you to join the Mindful Improv community. It's completely free. There's no upsell. I send notes of mindful improv encouragement with mantras and mindfulness practice suggestions every Monday morning at 7 a.m. And starting very soon on August 29th, there will be a series of free mindful improv mini retreats that happen virtually, and you can join them live or watch the replay later. So I'd love for you to join the Mindful Improv community. You'll be provided with the link to do that after this, and I hope to see you there. Thank you so much for your time and intention, and thank you so much for all the wonderful things you're going to put into the world. Bye.